Hi there, just thought I'd show a picture of my wiper motor that I removed from my 1940 Nash hot rod. I'm just trying to get some wipers situated for the winter. Normally I don't run wipers on it, so I have the arms capped off. But I thought I'd try and get this thing running. I took it out, it was seized up, hadn't been lubricated or used for obviously many decades. But in researching lubricating the unit, I did find an old tech sheet from Ford Motor Company from the Model A's, and for these Trico units they recommend lubricating them a few times a year. I'm going to go ahead and show you how an easy way to get these things going, or at least enable you to test whether or not the diaphragm inside has been is broken and it needs to be rebuilt. So you take a little brake fluid. You can also use transmission fluid to try to internally lubricate. I did read on the tech sheet that the Ford Motor Company recommended brake fluid as the best lubricant for the diaphragm, but didn't want the novice or the car owner to use it because brake fluid would remove paint, and they didn't want to have any issues with them dripping onto any parts of the car that might be painted. But for our purposes, I'm going to use the brake fluid and see how it works out. Okay, so let me go ahead and get some brake fluid. I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit into a regular cup. I already did that. And if you have a syringe of some kind, or an eyedropper, or even a booger snatcher like this that isn't being used anymore, this will work really well to go ahead and get brake fluid from your container. And you're going to go ahead and put a little bit into the vacuum inlet and try and get this thing lubricated. Alright, well, once you have the unit out, we'll cleaned it up a little bit, and take a little bit of the brake fluid and the booger snatcher and drop it into the inlet vacuum. And what you can do is determine which direction is actually drawing vacuum in as opposed to pushing air out. For instance, that's ready to go. Put a few drops of brake fluid or transmission fluid or lubricant, and then suck it into the mechanism, the pump motor, and really lubricate that diaphragm. This is moving about 100% easier than it was when I took it out of the car. And once you get it all situated, after a couple teaspoons of fluid, it should be good to go. Remember, this is something that the tech sheet on the Model A shows that you should do 3 to 4 times a year, because there's no other way to keep that diaphragm moist and keep it from drying out. And there are different diaphragms. Some are leather, some are fabric, and I believe the leather ones certainly hold up a lot longer. So we'll let that sit a little bit, and then we'll test it on the car and just make sure that that it's all turning. Alright, well, ready to test that washer motor Trico unit off my 40 Nash. As you can see, the Nash. Currently no wipers on my chop top. Getting some wiper arms and some 6-inch blades to get that going for the winter. So what I did is I disconnected a vacuum line that was going to my transmission vacuum modulator on my C6, and I'm going to go ahead and connect that now to the vacuum wiper motor. Start it up, see if it works. Alright, got the motor running now, got the vacuum line hooked up to the motor, and it's on the off position. And I'm going to go ahead and flip the switch. Presto. Working pretty good. It's a 1-speed unit, and of course with vacuum, the more RPMs on the motor, the less vacuum, the slower the unit will work. But for now, that's working pretty good. Feels nice and solid, and it's connecting on both ends solidly. So I think that we don't have a situation with leaks in the diaphragm, which is great. On and off's working good. that's it. Now we'll put it back in the car, get the wiper linkage hooked up, and be ready for the winter. Okay, got that wiper motor back in place. Got a little bypass vacuum line just to try and test it out before I go making holes in my firewall. And I'm gonna just show you real quick where that motor is. You can see the motor there. Linkage is connected to it, and the vacuum line is on there, and currently the switch is on. So I'm going to go ahead and start the car, and hopefully it all works smoothly. There you go. Can't ask for better than that. I'll go ahead and fabricate a cable pull for the switch and get the vacuum line penetrated through the firewall somewhere where you can't see it. Hook it all up, and then it's time for wiper blades and shorty wiper blades and arms from Honest Charlie's. Get those fabricated, and then we're good to go for the rain. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps somebody who may be working with these old Trico vacuum pumps. Before you go get it rebuilt, see if you can just lube it up and get it to work. Thanks.